It is streaming. Go live. All right. You guys should be able to hear me now. Let me know. Let me know. Can you all hear me? Can you see? We should be good. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, we're using new software. I'm excited about it, but you know how that can be. So thank you so much for waiting. Give me a thumbs up if you are a subscriber. You can, either in the chat, if you're able to do that, let me know if you can hear me okay. And then we will proceed with the presentation. All right. So let me know if you can actually hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can do that real quick. That will be super. I'll be super excited about that. All right. So I think I see someone letting me know that they can hear me. So let me. Absolutely. All right. We're good. We are good. Well, thank you so much. I'm excited, man. I am never late. Oh my God. I am never late. So this is crazy, but I'm glad to be here. Glad and super excited to be able to share this incredible information with you as far as building your email list. So welcome to List Building Made Easy. This, of course, is Coach Tracie Davis. I'm a business and success coach. You probably see me around the gram or TikTok or Facebook where I'm saying, hey, mysuccesszone.com. So welcome to the zone. Welcome to the zone. We are going to go ahead and get started. Let me just go ahead and tell you a little bit about me, just in case you are brand new or haven't been on any of my presentations. My name is Tracie Davis, and I am an author of 7 books. I'm a certified life coach and have actually been a certified life coach since 2010. Actually in ministry and all that good stuff. But as far as my certification, actually secured that in 2010. I'm also a certified customer acquisition specialist, and that is why you're here tonight. Just wanted to make sure that you can get all the information that you need so that you can get the customers that your business needs, your customers, your clients. I'm also the proud business owner for over 25 years. I actually have a publishing company, actually have a marketing company, just a lot of things that we do, both my husband and I. I'm also a pastor's wife, and he and I have been married 32 plus years. And I am a mom of 3 adult children and 1 son in love. So I'm grateful to have this time with you. And I just want to, take a few minutes to give you an opportunity to hear my story. Okay. I've done a lot of things right, and I'm very proud of it, but I've also done a lot of things wrong. And maybe you can actually relate to this. Today, I'm going to just give you the tea. I'm going to spill it all. Okay. Tell you a little bit about me and then tell you how you can actually build successfully online. Years ago, I actually owned a successful award-winning insurance agency for a major carrier. And you can actually see the carrier here on the screen. And it was great at first. I absolutely loved it. But the hours became longer and longer. And I don't know if you can relate to that, where you love what you do, but it just becomes a pain. Well, yeah, getting and keeping good staff became harder and harder. I couldn't travel with my husband, and anybody that knows me knows that we travel a lot and that I love it. So I couldn't travel because I was tied down to this agency. I was tied to the phone even when we traveled in case something happened in the office. So I was just flat out miserable. I began to hate going to work, okay? And I slowly sank into a depression. I didn't really realize what was happening until a friend pointed out that she noticed that I would get sad every Monday. Every Monday, I would be sad. And when she pointed that out to me, it was then that I decided I have to make a change. Can you relate to that, where you're just like, I hate going to work? And I'm not knocking work. I'm not knocking the 9 to 5. I'm probably one of the hardest workers you'll ever meet. But that situation was not good for me. It was not good for me mentally. So I actually scheduled an appointment with my husband in a public place, and I told him that I couldn't do it anymore. I always say a public place. My husband's from Jamaica, and he can be kind of loud. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just do this in a public place. We had always decided that once he retired from the military, that we would build the agency together. Well, here I was changing my mind, and I didn't know how he was going to receive it. So I just basically told him that, hey, if we can agree to let me just, get out of this, sell this, just do something else, I promise that I'll make it good for him. And so I told him I would find something else, that I wanted to sell the agency and just move on. Okay. And he said yes. He said yes. So I sold the agency and I was off to the races. I had bought, had some money to invest. So I bought some courses and I endeavored to teach myself. Can you relate to that? You buy courses and say, hey, that sounds good. I can do that too, right? Well, how to build a business online. That was what my dream was, so that I could work anywhere from anywhere, right? Doing whatever I wanted to do. I was going to teach myself. I mean, I felt like I'm pretty smart. Well, it was a big mistake. Big mistake. I found myself on the struggle bus. I bought courses that only showed me part of the solution, and I had no teacher. I didn't have a teacher. I soon ran out of money, and I had to start doing just about anything so I could stay at home and not work a 9 to 5. I didn't want to do that anymore. So I answered phones. I wrote insurance policies. I sold timeshares. I, I was on the struggle bus. Can you relate to that? It wasn't until I had had enough and I did this one thing that I'll tell you about later that completely changed my life. I'd had enough. I went from struggling to writing books and hosting webinars and speaking at my own events and guest speaking all over the country because of this one change. One change. After struggling for 5 years, 5 long years, I discovered that you don't have to be miserable to make a lot of money. All you need are keys. I also discovered that online success requires systems. And then lastly, I discovered that I couldn't make the changes that I needed alone. I discovered these things the hard way. But my friend, you get to cheat and get the easy way. How does that sound? Now, of course, I can't cover everything on this webinar, but one of the keys to online success is email marketing. Email marketing. And that's why you're here. So, are you ready to discover how to build your email list? Give me a yes in the chat real quick. Give me a yes. Give me a yes. And we're going to go ahead and talk about this major thing, oh my gosh, that can really skyrocket your business. All right, I see the yeses. I see the yeses. All right, well, let's go. What is email marketing? What is email marketing? Well, email marketing is the strategic use of email to connect with customers, okay? Share useful information with them, deepen your relationships and drive sales, ascend your customers through the customer value journey, and you have to realize that you're not going to see results just sending random emails here and there, no matter how well written or friendly or fun to read. That's because email is just one piece of your marketing plan. And while it does do a lot of the heavy lifting for engagement and acquisition and retention, email can't do it alone, okay? So that means you're really going to need to be solid as you are building your email list. Now, email marketing should be used for acquisition, retention, branding, reactivation, traffic, referrals, direct sales, and engagement. So you want to make sure that when you have a particular strategy, and in this case, we're talking about email marketing, why are you using it? One thing about me is once I know why, then I can decide how to use something. So we are using it to acquire customers. We are using it to brand ourselves. We are using it to retain customers. Or maybe you had a customer and you want to reactivate them. We can also use email marketing to get traffic to our website, okay? And I know all of us can always use traffic, which is more eyes on our website or our offers. We can use email for referrals, getting referrals. You can offer incentives via email to get referrals for your product or service. And then we also use it for making direct sales, going directly to that consumer via email. And then, of course, engagement. Engagement allows you to get to really nurture, right? Get to know the subscriber, to know them, to know what their needs are, so that in turn they can know you, like you, and trust you, that when you're offering advice or strategy, they'll receive it. Okay. Now, what is the goal of email marketing? Your real goal with email should be to help customers move from one stage of the customer value journey to the next. And we'll talk more about this later. That's your primary focus. You want to help them to move along. Okay. So your primary focus of profit and growth will naturally follow if you have this funnel, if you have this sequence, if you're treating email marketing properly. Okay. So if you do the email marketing the right way, you can actually help move your prospects along that path or along that journey. So I'll refer to journey often throughout this presentation, but that is exactly how you need to see your customers. So whether you are a person that does hair, you do lashes, whether you're a coach, whether you're a consultant, whether you're an author, the way you get people to you, it requires some type of a journey. It requires you providing some type of value to lead them along. Okay. Now, here's a pro tip. Just like with other forms of marketing, you should always have your customer avatar, which is your ideal customer, in mind when emailing. A lot of times, the biggest mistake that I see when I'm consulting someone is that there's so much focus on what your goal is. And I get that, and we should have our goals. But the primary focus should be, what does my ideal client need? How can I provide value to my customer avatar or my ideal customer? So when you're constructing the emails, when you're thinking about, your particular promotion for the month, focus on who your ideal customer is. So why email marketing? Why? I've been talking about it so much, especially with the outage that happened with Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. It's funny, I'd already decided that this was my next series of lessons that I would be teaching. And then that catastrophe happened. And a lot of people were like, oh my God. Well, email marketing is huge. Okay. It's one of the most effective ways to generate more traffic and sales to your website. It really, really is. So it's something that is a skill that you really want to either have within your organization, or something that you want to do. Okay. You want to learn how to be effective with email marketing. Secondly, if you are online or offline, but you're not using email marketing, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Okay, you really are. So tonight, my goal is to show you how to use email marketing to grow your business. Now, this is also important if a person has a nonprofit, or if you have a ministry. You have to have emails so that you can help with fundraising. You can stay in touch with your parishioners. No one is exempt from this, whether you're online or offline. So I really need you to see how important this is. And if you don't have any emails right now, if you don't have subscribers right now, you're leaving money on the table. Okay. Now, email marketing is about engaging with people. These are people. Yes, we have that email, and it may be a Yahoo or an AOL or a Gmail, but that's a person on the other side. And you want to really focus on, who is it that I'm talking to? What is it that this person needs that I can help with? Okay. So you're engaging and you're building trust. We live in a society now where people really, they're being bombarded with everything. So it is your job to build trust with your subscriber. You're also sharing information that can deepen your relationship with them. Okay. So you're sharing information because they're on that exclusive newsletter, that private email, right? That they're getting information, and that's going to deepen the relationship between the two of you, because that's what it is. You're developing a relationship. You are nurturing. Okay. So this process that I'm talking about, it starts before they subscribe, ideally in the form of a valuable offering in return for permission to email them. So that means you may have been going live on Instagram or Facebook, or your favorite platform. You're providing value, right? You may have offered them something for free. We call them freebies or lead magnets. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I want you to really, really focus. We're focused on our ideal client. We're focused on providing value. Okay. And when we provide value, they will give us permission. Okay. By giving us the email saying, hey, yes, you can contact me. Okay. Now, this initial offer, this freebie, It's called a lead magnet. It is something that magnetizes them towards you. It draws them towards you. That's why we call it a lead magnet, because it attracts the people who are most likely to be interested in a product or a service. Okay. So if someone says, I'm going to give you a coupon for, if you give me your email address, I'll give you a coupon to get your oil changed. Well, they're not going to get my email because I'm not interested in that. Right? It has to be something. If they say, you can get these beautiful stilettos in this iridescent color and here's a coupon for 10% off. Yeah, they can get my email because I love shoes. All right. So your initial offer is a lead magnet, and you want to put some thought into the lead magnet. I've seen people that they'll have things on their website and they'll say, well, my list isn't growing. And then I'll take a look at their lead magnet and I'm like, there's not much value here. You're not providing them something with, that they can't get somewhere else. Okay. So really, really think about that. So what makes a good lead magnet? What makes a good lead magnet? A good lead magnet is short. Okay, so when people say, oh, I gave them an ebook and it had 150 pages, that's not short. Easily digestible. Okay, something that they can probably read in an hour max. You don't want it to be something that's going to take days and days and days to go through it because it's going to defeat the purpose. Okay, so short, easily digestible, and it offers immediate value. Say immediate value. It has to be something where they see that value right away. It's like, man, this was great. I'm glad I got that. Well, let's see some of the terms here that you can think of. That checklist. I'm glad I got that checklist. Man, that really, really helped me to knock some things out because I had that checklist. Or I'm so glad I got that video. Do you see where I'm going with this? These are the types of lead magnets that you want to provide for your ideal client. A checklist, an instructional video, an ebook. Again, ebooks are great. You just don't want them to be too long. Okay. Again, you can actually use your ebook by, as a lead magnet by maybe saying, hey, here's a chapter, here's 2 chapters, that kind of thing. Again, short, easily digestible, and offers immediate value. Okay. Lists. People love lists. 10, top 10 ways, top 25, foods to avoid, things like that. People love lists. Again, it meets that criteria: short, easily digestible, and offers immediate value. So I want you to really, really start to think about what kind of lead magnet would your ideal client be drawn to. Can you create a checklist that they would like, or maybe create an instructional video? I noticed this one company that has a hairline for black hair care. I think they specialize in 4C, and they actually produced instructional videos showing people how to determine if their hair is porous or not, what the level of porosity is. I'm like, that is amazing. So it wasn't a long video, it was easily digestible, and guess what? It offered immediate value. So I want you to think about things like that. What can you provide? What can you create that can meet those criteria? Okay, samples. That's another thing. A person wants to try your tea, or they want to try your cream, or whatever it is that you are currently offering. All right. Now, to succeed with email marketing, here's some things that you would need to do. You have to have a strategy, and might I say, a good one in place. Don't be haphazard. That's when people say, oh, email marketing doesn't work. I have emails and people don't open them. You got to have a strategy. I'm all about strategy. I'm all about the why, the what, and the how. Okay. That's what makes marketing easy. That's what makes email marketing easy. Okay. A good email strategy starts with the specific outcomes that you'd like to achieve. So when you're sending an email, what's the purpose? Are you sending the email for brand awareness? Are you sending the email for lead generation? Are you sending it for sales? Remember now, profit should not be your main goal. You're focused on, how can I serve? How can I provide value? So when you're coming up with your strategy, you have to have a specific outcome. I believe in beginning with the end in mind. What are we doing this for? Why are we here? Okay. Email marketing can be amazing, but you have to have a strategy. Okay. So, like any tool, in order to use it properly, you need to determine what your success metric is. And in order to do that, you have to determine what your goals are. So if you didn't have a goal, you won't really know if you're succeeding or not, because you didn't have a target. So you have to say, you know what, I want to grow my list by 100 a week, and then you'll put things in place to say, I want to get 100 leads a week, or I want to get 5 sales a week, or I want to, you have to be specific with that so that you can determine whether you're succeeding or not. Okay, hope that makes sense. Now, to achieve your goals, you will use a combination of 3 different types of emails. Okay, 3 different types of emails. Like, you're like, what? There are different types? Yeah, there are. Okay, transactional emails. Now, transactional emails provide customer service. These are the emails that a client would get, like their invoice. It's an electronic receipt. Here are your login credentials. Here, you're going to be billed in 3 days, billing notifications. So those are transactional emails. Okay, so you're going to use a combination of these. So if you're taking notes, make sure you realize, or make note of transactional emails. The second type is relational emails. Okay, now these engage subscribers and nurture the relationships. These are typically your content emails, but they can really be anything that isn't trying to drive a sale. So anything, again, value, value, value. You're getting them to know you, to like you, to trust you, to actually open up your emails because they know that you're not trying to sell something every second. Okay, that is so, so, so important. Okay, so you're engaging with them, you are nurturing the relationship. They know that when they see your particular email, it's going to be good. So we have transactional, relational, and promotional. Now, these are specifically what we use to drive sales. Okay, and this is for a private client here, but we actually have a pack that we go deeply into, email marketing and things like that. So promotional emails focus on sales. Okay, now each type helps you achieve different goals, but you're going to actually have a mixture of them. Okay, so we'll talk more about that as we move on. Now, remember I mentioned a customer value journey. It's like, if I'm, like, for an example, I'm in Virginia, and if I want to go to New York, there's a particular way to get there. Okay, there's a particular way to get there. And it's the same way with you building your business online, or really off as well. There has to be a journey that you understand. How do I get these people to me? Okay, so we have different types of email: the transactional, relational, and promotional, but there's a path. Okay, there's a path that we want people to travel so they can discover your brand, build a relationship with you, and become buyers and raving fans. Okay, we want them to buy from us. We want them to become raving fans, because fans, they tell others, right? That is exactly what we want to do. So what are the steps in the customer value journey? Step number 1 is aware. You want people to become aware of you. A lot of people don't even know you exist. So there's a particular type of email that can help them to become aware. Engage is step number 2. Subscribe is step number 3. That's when you get that email. Okay, so they became aware of you, they engaged with some value or something that you put out there. Okay, and then they decided they wanted to subscribe based upon your lead magnet. And then you converted them into what? A customer. That could have been some type of a $7 or $27 or $97 purchase from you, depending upon what it is that you do and what your price points are. But we call that a conversion. That's step number 4. I want to pause here for a second. A lot of people out the gate want to start with step number 4, but you want to see the customer value journey the same way you would with dating. You meet someone, at let's just say you meet them at a bar, right? You're not going to say, oh, he is so fine, let's get married, or she is so beautiful, let's get married. You may be thinking that, but you wouldn't say it. You have to let them become aware. So you may send over a drink or something and wave, right? And then you all engage in conversation. And then subscribe. What? You're going to exchange numbers. Okay, I'll call you and see what you're up to, or I'll text you, or what's your Facebook? You're subscribing, you're exchanging information. And then convert. Convert may be, hey, you got that, you all went on a date and you got the first kiss, right? You made some type of a transaction. Okay. Step number 5, excite. Well, excited to move, excited in this relationship. So as people are moving along this customer value journey, there should be a level of excitement to the point that they're excited about the purchase. They're so excited. It's like, man, I paid $27 for this, and wow, look at the value. So they're excited. So it's the same way in the dating scene. It's like, oh, they're so excited. Our first date was so great. Oh, he was such a gentleman. Oh my God, I've always wanted to go to that restaurant, and it was wonderful. And he didn't ask us to go Dutch. Right? I want you to really understand this is how we see our businesses. And then you ascend. Oh my gosh. So not only did I buy once, I'm ready to buy again. Not only did I go on one date, I'm ready to go on another date. You see what I'm saying? See the parallel? Okay. And then advocate. Step number 7 is advocate. This is when they start to tell others, right? They're an advocate of how amazing your product or service is, and they don't mind telling others about it, and they'll get to the point where they promote it. Okay, so you see these steps. This is a customer value journey. You can take a screenshot of this if you like, but awareness, engagement, subscription, conversion, excitement, ascension, advocate, and promotion. Okay, those are the 8 steps, and email marketing actually helps with that customer value journey. And I tell you what, when you get people to step number 8, you have a lifer. You have someone that no matter what you're doing, they will support you. Okay, so it's worth going through these steps. It's worth understanding this journey so that as you're building a real business, you'll build a solid business based upon this information. Now, here's some rules of email marketing. All right. Everything that works has rules, right? If I was driving from Virginia to New York, there will be some rules along the way. Okay. So I want you to think like that as well. Rule number 1, email marketing. The number 1 rule in email marketing is to get permission before sending anyone anything. I cannot stand it when people get someone's email and just send them something that is so rude, and it's also against the law, right? So you don't want to do that. That's called spam. Okay. And I'm like, how did this person get my email? Oh my gosh. A person said, oh, I have all these emails, and I was thinking I could send everybody. No, you can't do that. You have to get permission. Okay. You have to get permission. It's important to work with a respected email service provider. And today's top providers, and I'll talk about some of those, they offer templates, tracking, automation, and other. They're optimized for mobile devices so that you can succeed at email marketing. But you got to have permission first, okay? So a lot of times there will be, please confirm that you want to be a subscriber. At the bottom, you'll see, please, unsubscribe if you don't no longer want to hear from us. You want to always make sure that you have permission for sending, okay? Now, if you're struggling to choose the best email service provider, here's some popular examples that we'd actually pulled. I actually mentioned this on a live the other day, but Infusionsoft, Campaign Monitor, Aweber, MailChimp, Constant Contact, Campaigner, Drip, Maripost, Active Campaign. There are actually hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I've actually worked with MailChimp, Aweber, ConvertKit is not on here. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But yeah, you want to make sure that you have a reputable email service provider. Make sure that there are no issues, from a spam standpoint. Make sure that deliverability is amazing. All those kinds of things. So that's rule number 1. Okay. All right, now I did mention here the CAN-SPAM Act and GDPR, like several European nations. You have to have permission, okay, to make sure that you're abiding by the email regulations that are set by different countries, okay? Rule number 2 is to be fully transparent with your subscribers about what you're doing, okay? So you're going, and I'll give you some more details as we move on, but you want to be transparent. Hey, this is, Coach Tracie Davis. You subscribe to my newsletter, and, this is why I am, writing to you. You asked for this information. You asked for this checklist or for this video series. You asked for it, and you just be fully transparent, Let your subscribers know what they can expect from you. Let them know how frequently they can expect to hear from you. Okay, the types of emails you'll be sending. I'll be sending emails with some tips. I'll be sending emails with some special offers. Let them know. That gives you permission to say, hey, sometimes I'm going to sell you something. Sometimes I'm going to let you know about a webinar that's coming up. Let them know, okay, so they know what to expect. And then be true to your word, okay, because again, we're building know, like, and trust, okay? Rule number 3 is to be relevant and show your subscribers stuff that matters to them. Okay. So make sure that if this is an email list for people that are on keto, stick with keto, stick with, those things that matter to them. Okay. If they're into keto, then they're focused on losing weight or feeling better. So make sure you're providing valuable things pertaining to that, because that is why they subscribe. If I subscribe to, a fashion newsletter, I really don't want to hear about politics. And that's a great way or a reason why someone would unsubscribe. Okay. So make sure that you are showing them things that matter to them. You want to train your subscribers to open and engage with your messages. And that won't happen unless you always send relevant, useful information. Okay. There's some emails, as soon as I see it, I open it because I know it's going to be relevant. I know it's going to be exactly what I need. They're providing value so that when they do offer something, for sale or whatever, I'm all for it because I already know them. I like them. I trust them. They send me relevant, useful information. Okay. Rule number four. Rule number four is to segment your list. That way, the right emails are going out to the right subscribers. Now, as we move on in the presentation, I'll talk more about segmentation, but it's very important that you realize who it is that you're talking to. You may have a person that's never bought from you, so they'll receive a particular type of email, as opposed to the person that has bought things that you don't want them to receive. Hey, here's a new, watch, and they already have it, right? So you definitely want to segment. All right, let's make sure we're going good here. Let me get a sip of water. All right, I think we're still good here. All right, yeah. All right, so segmenting that list to make sure the right people are getting it. And that way, you'll raise engagement, you will lower complaints, and you'll be a good source of data. Okay, you'll have good data to use to see, okay, when I sent this email, nobody opened it. When I sent this one, everybody's excited. I got a lot of clicks, right? So segmenting is very important when you're collecting data. Okay. Now, let's talk about how this works together to give you the great results from email marketing. Oops. Oh, I forgot. I got one more rule. One more rule. One more rule. Nurture your list. Some people get a list and they never email again. So you want to nurture your list. This is important. This is a rule I threw in here. You can't just send one or two emails and expect to build a long-term relationship with your subscribers. That's where email campaigns come in. Okay. Having a strategy so that you can continuously be on, we call it top of mind of your prospects. Okay. Your customers or clients. So we got to build a machine. We have to build a machine. Remember, I learned that systems, having a successful online business, having a system, well, one of those systems is having an email marketing machine. Strategic email marketing plan aligns your messages to the stage of the customer journey that your subscribers are in. So depending upon where they are, do they know you already? Are they aware, right? Are they a new subscriber? Your strategy is going to be based upon where they are in that journey. Okay. Now, you want to automate as much as possible so you don't have to oversee every email that goes out every day, because honestly, who has time for that? So you want to make sure that if there's a particular lead magnet that you have, that every time someone gets that, a particular email goes out every single day, not you sending it out. You want the machine to do the work. Okay. That's what we call our email marketing machine. Okay. I mean, my goodness, being able to send out an email to thousands of people anytime you want because you have a machine, that's priceless. That's priceless. So since you're nurturing subscribers who are at different stages on their journey, just one type of email campaign won't cut it. Okay. So to engage everyone right where they are, you're going to use 5 unique campaigns. Okay. So we're talking about this email marketing machine. We're talking about the parts that would be in the machine. And part of it is having unique campaigns. Okay. There's an indoctrination campaign, engagement campaign, ascension campaign, segmentation campaign, re-engagement campaign. Okay. 5 different types of campaigns that have a particular purpose. Now, for some, it's like, oh my God, this is so detailed. This is how you can actually make a lot of money because you're not just throwing spaghetti against the wall. You have a reason for sending out an email. Well, this email is for indoctrination. This one is for engagement, etc. Okay. Now, if you're new to this email marketing game, this may sound overwhelming, but don't worry. I'm going to break down each of these campaign types, the stage of the customer journey they're designed for, and how they work. Okay. So let's keep going. Indoctrination campaign. The indoctrination campaign is sent immediately after someone subscribes. Okay. It's designed to welcome them, to set expectations, and get them excited about receiving your emails. Most people kind of stop here at indoctrination. Okay. And if you at least do this, that's great. Okay. But again, if you're wanting to take them on a journey, if you're wanting to build a solid relationship with them, you definitely want to go beyond indoctrination. But again, keeping in mind, this is that the goal is to welcome them. This is that very first email. It will set the expectations and it'll get them excited. Okay. Now, this campaign, the whole indoctrination campaign, maybe 3 or more emails, and you send them one day apart. Okay. Hope you're taking good notes here. You'll send them one day apart. While you can structure them any way that you like, here's a common formula for an indoctrination series. So the first email, you want to welcome new subscribers and introduce them to your brand. So that'll be email number 1. Email number 2, you may want to give them a gift or give them some useful information, okay? Because again, we're welcoming them, we're setting expectations, we're getting them excited. So that first one does that. The second one, ooh, here's a gift for you. Thanks for being my subscriber. Here's some useful information for you, etc. And then email 3, you'll send your subscribers some of your best content. So if you have a webinar, if you have, something that's like, this was amazing, I have to send it to you. That's when you would send it, okay? Because again, the goal is to indoctrinate them. The goal is to keep them excited about receiving emails from you. Second type of campaign is the engagement campaign, okay? This is a sales campaign, all right? Yay, sales, that's what we want, right? It's a sales campaign triggered by a specific action that your subscriber takes. Now, I love this because, again, we're building a machine, and you can actually set up your quote unquote machine that if a subscriber does something, if they click on a link in an email, then that indicates that they're interested in a particular topic. Then you can send them a series of emails about a product that's related to that topic. So that's what an engagement campaign is specifically focused on. How did they engage? How did they raise their hand to say, hey, me, I'm interested in that? You can actually, that's where that segmentation comes in. Okay. Now, the goal here, we always have goals, is to turn subscribers into buyers by showing them the best offerings and the logical next step in their journey. Okay. And we'll be able to do that based upon the actions that they've already taken. So we're paying attention to who clicked what. So she likes that. Oh, she likes that. Okay. So when I sent that email about the new fedora hat, okay. So I'm going to send her a coupon. Now I'm saying her as if you're paying attention, but your machine will do that for you. Okay. Now, to map it out, this is what we'll do. You explain that they're receiving this information because they were interested in topic. We'll say fedoras. Okay. So you say, hey, I noticed that you showed some interest in this. I wanted to show you that this comes in 5 different colors. Let me know if you're interested, right? Click here to buy now, whatever you're going to put in that email. So you will explain the offer, explain the solution. You'll overcome any objections to moving forward. So just in case, you're in the mind of your client, you're in the mind of, why they would feel like maybe I'm not ready to make a purchase. So instead of, hiding or pretending that objection doesn't exist, go ahead and address it. Say, I know you may be wondering about the quality, or you may be wondering what my return policy is. Let me let you know that I have a 30-day money back guarantee. I know you're going to love this, right? So you're taking care of explaining what you're offering and then overcoming any objections. And then lastly, you're explaining why taking this action is the next logical step. You can say, oh my God, you're going to be so fresh this fall. This is something that you want to get. Shipping has been delayed for so many other companies. We have some in stock now, only 10 left, whatever, right? Explain why taking this action is the next logical step based upon previous actions that they've taken. Again, paying attention. All right. Next, we have the Ascension campaign. The Ascension campaign follows the purchase of a product. Okay, so they're a client, they're a buyer, they've already purchased. So the aim of ascending the customer, or the aim is moving them along, is to turn them into not just a one-time buyer, but to get them to buy again and again and again and again, right? And so that's what the goal of this particular type of a campaign is. And so we have different buckets in our machine. We can identify who it is that's already bought from us, okay, and say, so this person bought my journal. Okay, if they bought my journal, they may like my mugs. They may like my, other products pertaining to journaling, right? Because a lot of times when I'm journaling, I'll have a nice cup of tea. I like a pretty pen, right? So that may be something that a bundle that a customer like me would be interested in. Okay, so this Ascension campaign would help someone like me ascend up that ladder or that journey towards becoming a multi-buyer. Okay, so here's how it works. Congratulate them on the purchase that they made. Again, you want to keep them excited. Well, thank you. Congratulations. Oh my gosh, you were one of the 10 that was able to purchase the fedora. Congratulations. I hope you love your lashes, right? Congratulate them on their purchase, and then introduce the next step and overcome any objections to taking it now. You always want to keep this in mind, okay? Congratulate them, and then introduce them to the next step. Because again, you bought once. Hey, let's buy again, okay? Clearly spell out what they need to do now. People often don't do the next thing because they don't know to do the next thing or not know how. So you need to spell it out clearly. Tell them what the call to action is. Tell them what to do. Okay? And then ask them to buy. Ask them to take action. You have to ask for the sale. A lot of times we're assuming that, I put it on there. The link is there. They should see it. No, tell them what to do. Ask them to buy. Ask for the sale. Okay? All right. Next one we have is the segmentation campaign. This is when we're going to divide them up, right? It's a manual promotional campaign sent to your entire subscriber list in order to identify who is interested in whatever the topic is. Okay, so when you send out this to everybody on your list, okay, say you have 1,000 people on your list and you send it out to everyone, okay, the ones who click on a link are then segmented. Okay, so for an example, if I send out an email that, hey, I have a new book that's coming out and I'm looking for people that would like to review it. Those that click are letting me know that they're interested in the book. So now they go into a particular segment. Does that make sense? Okay, so then that will cause us to have a trigger in our engagement campaign. You see how all of this is connected? I get so excited because I've been doing this forever, but it just makes sense. Segmenting your subscribers to see exactly what they're interested in, then you can actually know what type of campaign would help you to provide value to them and meet your goals. Okay, so here's some ideas for segmentation campaigns. Send content such as a blog post. See who clicks on it. A video, gated content, meaning that they can't just get it. It's something that you had to provide specifically to them. So you send that type of content, pay attention to who actually clicked on the link, and now they're in a different segment. You can make special offers such as coupons, flash sales, special promotions. When you send out an email, everyone's not going to open it. Everyone's not going to be excited about the offer, but pay attention and then segment off those who do. Okay, that do click on the link for the special offer or the coupon or the sale, etc. Okay, you may want to invite them to events such as a webinar. Everyone doesn't like webinars. I'm a lifelong learner. I love webinars. Some people like demos, workshops, one-on-one consultations. Again, you can actually send out those types of ideas. These are some ideas to send out for segmentation. Okay. And then we have the re-engagement campaign. I actually did this on last week because you may have people on the list that you want to re-engage. This is triggered once a subscriber hasn't opened or clicked an email in 30 to 90 days. Now, I have one of my friends, when she has a subscriber that hasn't opened in 30 to 90 days, she automatically deletes them. But you may not want to do that. You may want to, use the re-engagement campaign to see, are they still interested in being a subscriber? So it's actually designed to re-engage them so that you can continue building the relationship and selling to them. So, that's something that you may want to consider. Okay. So here's some steps. Identify the subscribers who haven't clicked on an email in the last 30 to 90 days. Okay. Your particular email service provider would actually have this information. We call them cold subscribers. They have not opened anything that you sent. Okay. And then give them a reason to re engage with your emails. Okay. Give them a reason. You have to start to really think like the consumer. Why would they re engage? What would you have to do? What do they need to hear? Okay. You can update them on what they missed. Hey, in case you missed this, and then send them some valuable content to get them excited about your brand again. I've seen major corporations do this all of the time. We miss you. Here's a special, coupon or, come back. Those are re-engagement campaigns. You won't see email the same anymore. I tell you, when you start to, you're like, that's re-engagement. Oh, that's engagement. Oh, that's segmentation. You're going to start to see a pattern. Okay. Now, guess what? If they re-engage, great. But if not, add them to a separate list that you suppress from your typical emails. And then you can send them your best performing email each week. Now, keep in mind, these are not people who explicitly indicated they don't want to hear from you. So you don't have to, just not send them anything. They're just not as excited. Okay. So they just might need a reminder. Okay. So you can actually put them in a quote unquote segment of, let me just send them my best stuff maybe once a week, just to make sure that just in case they want to subscribe to anything or re-engage, that they'll have that opportunity. Now, before I get off of this slide, let me say that when you have people that unsubscribe, do not take it personal because you pay for subscribers. After you've gotten to a certain number, you pay for them. So whenever someone unsubscribes from me, I'm like, I used to like, oh my God, they unsubscribe. But I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want you there if you don't want to be there. If I'm not providing the value that you want, I don't want you there, and you shouldn't want to be there, right? So I want you to go ahead and have that mindset right now, that when you start to build your list, that number one, people are going to unsubscribe. Some people are like, who is this? Why are you sending stuff to me? Right? They may have forgotten. They may have, gotten the lead magnet. It wasn't what they wanted, or they got it and that's all they wanted. When they unsubscribe, say thank you and bye-bye. It's okay. It really is. All right. Now, steps to building your list. We are moving right along. I apologize for us getting started late, but we're moving. We're getting some good information here, and I'm excited for you because your business is about to change. Okay. So steps to building your list. Step number one, you want to get a professional autoresponder service. Professional. There are hundreds out there. I own oh my gosh, I own one in particular, and I'm like, I'm not too excited about it. I'm not sure about the deliverability. So I like the more reputable ones. Okay. Because this is crucial. This is very crucial. My tongue is getting tight here. One of the most crucial elements of email marketing is selecting an email service provider that is able to cater to your needs when it comes to email marketing. So you want a robust system, okay, as you're building your machine. Okay, so I love ConvertKit. I actually used ConvertKit today. We're moving everything over to ConvertKit. I've actually used MailChimp for years. I used Aweber for years. Okay, Constant Contact. A lot of people love them. Oops, let me go back. So I love ConvertKit because of the landing pages, the ease of use. I just love it. And I feel like a lot of people love it. I'll make sure that I, get a chance in the coming weeks to talk more about it. Aweber, all of them are pretty affordable. I went and reviewed all of the pricing structures today. What I like about ConvertKit is that you don't pay for, if there's someone that's subscribed to different lead magnets that you have, you don't have to pay for them more than once. Okay, with MailChimp, you pay for emails. So if someone subscribes 5 times, they're counting as 5 people. Okay. I like ConvertKit that if I truly have 1,000, subscribers, they're 1,000. Okay. MailChimp, it could be 500 people that subscribe to 5 things. Okay. And so you don't want that necessarily. The beautiful thing is with MailChimp, your first 2,000 subscribers are free. Okay. So make sure you check those things out as you are doing your homework. Okay. But like I said, there are hundreds. These are just 4 that I selected here: ConvertKit, Aweber, MailChimp, and Constant Contact. Step number 2 is building a landing page. So to actually get the email address, you have to have a landing page to collect leads. Okay. So this can be as simple as a pop-up box on your website. Some of you have Shopify or whatever, and there's a pop-up box. Okay. This could be on your blog, join our newsletter for updates, but you have to have a way to collect leads. You have to have a way to make that exchange. Now, if you really want to build a large database, I recommend providing something of value, something for free. So have a free gift, something that you can offer that they want. That's the key. Okay. So here's some ideas: a free video, a free report, a free checklist, anything that provides value for that particular niche. Okay. One of the mistakes that I made years ago, I would have, a lead magnet, but it wasn't pertaining to my customers. It's just something I'm like, oh, this is cool. I don't know why I didn't make that connection. Nobody said anything. I was, teaching myself. I just thought, hey, this is pretty good. Women will like this. But once I really, really learned to be more targeted, things change. Okay. So when I say anything which provides value, take that with a grain of salt. Okay. Now, landing page tip. I got to give you a tip. You want to create a landing page with a simple headline. Don't make it too wordy. Okay. That's how you get the best conversion. So, for an example, limited time free giveaway. That's simple, and you're going to get great conversions with something like that. Okay. Download your free video covering XYZ. Okay. Again, simple is best. That's how you're going to get the best conversions. That's when I say conversions, that's how you're going to get that email. They're going to be like, oh, I'll download it. Oh, limited time. Okay. Yeah, I'm in. Okay. So here's another tip. There we go. Step number 3, set up a thank you page. Now, you want to create a thank you page so that when someone signs up, you can deliver the free content. So when they give you the email for the free video or for the free ebook or the checklist, you got to have a thank you page that says, hey, your checklist is on the way. Okay. Now, what I do with my thank you pages, and I actually help my clients to do this as well, we create a tripwire. Okay. This is a mini offer. So once they're on the thank you page, you let them know, hey, your checklist is on the way. But before you go, here's a special deal for you. We call that a tripwire. We're actually moving them along the customer journey, giving them an opportunity to not only subscribe, okay, but they can actually become a person that is a conversion. Okay, that's that step number 4. Okay, so you'll kind of see how things are happening. So you need to configure your opt-in form so that it directs to the thank you page. And you want to ensure that the form is connected to the right list. We have different lists in our autoresponders. Okay, differently. So I have a list for people that want 7 ways to lose weight. I have a list for people that are my VIP clients. I have a list for people that are my coaching, like my different, coaching packages, right? Different list. So you want to make sure that the thank you page is connected to the right list so that your machine continues to run. That's how you make money while you sleep. The machine is running. So depending on what you're actually using, it might be configured inside WordPress or whatever your page builder software is. Not suing, but using. Okay. Typo. All right. Now, after a new subscriber joins your list, they should receive a welcome email. Remember, we talked about that, thanking them for signing up and reminding them what they signed up for. So this step number 3 is pretty crucial because it is telling them that their particular freebie is on the way. You're making an offer to them. Okay. And